In the comments of the YouTube video for this theme, somebody phrased it that during that slideshow section, if the credits would have rolled, it would have in some way felt right. I re-listened to that part of it, and when it got the other night, and when it got to that, like the swell of the music, and specifically the swell of the music, which lined up with when we scrolled by Sandrone's part of the side-scrolling slideshow, I cried like it was my first time experiencing it. I think that I might have even said this before, but I think that I now put Nodcry as my favorite region, even above Fontaine. Not even in a there was always the like Fontaine versus Sumeru debate with me. I think with what the music makes me feel, even with the benefit of a couple months of hindsight after Act 8, nothing has hit me that hard. When I take Nodcry as a whole, from front to back, from the Rarier Crisis, meeting everyone at the very beginning, diving into Nefer's backstory, and hanging out with Flynn's in the little side content that we got, the lore behind our local legends in this region, and then everything after that, when we started ramping up with the Dottore Crisis, and then talking about our purpose and our home and existentiality while sitting next to Columbina on the moon. It hits such a different note, and it hits that note so well. I don't think I can call any region, even Fontaine, as having affected me in a way that is on par with what Nodcry did to me. I have like a reverence for Nodcry that I didn't really feel like that I didn't really feel like I got with a lot of the other regions. Even oops, that's in media res. Even some of the even when Fontaine hit the hardest, I feel like I didn't come back to it sorrowful. Fontaine's like the countryside music and the city music, and even when I re-listened to Cinema's finale, it does still hit, but I get a sorrow and reverence in me that that I don't think anything competes with on the same level. I don't know, but in my mind, I think that I do put Nodcry a step above. Yeah, I 100% was like, I had that theory about Sandrone because I was really trying to like, don't think about this like a writer, try to actually consume it like a player. But I couldn't shake that feeling that just like, if anyone is gonna, like, if there's going to be a cost to defeat Dottore, she makes the most sense. Even though I kept on like saying like, but, you know, I don't know. I kept hoping beyond hope. Once again, I do actually I actually do feel that Columbina was a better fleshed out. I'm gonna hop into like a slight bit of shipping just for a sec. I do think that Columbina is a more fleshed out pairing for the Traveler. I still prefer my granny. Anyways, hello everyone. Even just listening to Columbina's lullaby, it gives me a reverence. I don't know how to explain it other than that. It gives me, like, I have a reverence for this region and the quests that we did and the characters that we met and the characters that didn't make it back. I feel like more so than and maybe it's because, but I don't know if that makes sense, but I think even more so than the Capitano or Focalor or more so than anyone else, I feel the loss of Sandrone deeper than any other character that hasn't made it back home. I think that really carries a big part of it for me. And like you guys pointed, like, once again, it's still not done. So how we're going to, that may change, you know? What all nations come down to is how they stick the landing. As far as the Archon quest at large goes, as far as Act 8, and the major, like, the main quest that we had, it stuck the landing for me. Now, when we get to 6.8, and start prepping for 7.0, it could still, you know, it's all about how it sticks the landing. But, so it's not done yet. But unless something just absolutely ruins the very last part of it, the very last part of our Nodcry adventure, it still is my top one for me. Hello, Jobster, Jabrilia, Soth, Marceline, Phoenix, Lone Wolf, hello, Lair, Luna, hello, Nightvalker, hello, what's going on, everyone? Poenix, Phoenix, hello, what's up, everyone? Hi, we have an event to do. It's the last day of this event. I don't know why we never started this event. There's 10 hours left in it. But we have an event to do, and then I want to read some lore books that we haven't. So, what the? There we go. It was trying to find. It was trying to find Zenless Zone Zero's window. Anyways, that was weird. What the hell? That's the Dragon Age Inquisition theme that just popped into my head. Where are we pulling for what's her balls? We had been at Hotel de Boer. We went to Chef Mao as well. Not going back to the sewers because it screwed my audio for some reason, for no reason, over there. Where do you think, like, where near the People of the Springs was that? Oh my gosh, Frames, calm yourself! Because there was a, did it zoom out enough where we could see where exactly that was? Because that's where she first got her, that's where we got our first look at her. One of the big houses. As in these over here? Other side. Look at this goofy creature. Over here? Like this? Or over where a How was in a crate? The big one.
Take it easy.
Oh, that makes sense. Okay. What's in events? Oh, Theater. Opening characters and Kachina. What the frick? Hell yeah! I did do Wifey's Theater last night. I thought that was Beto for a second. As I was tabbing over, my focus was on this tab right here, and so out of the corner of my eye, I was like, what the hell? But it's not time for Beto to be in the shop. Boop, boop, boop. Okay, that gives us 12 on coffee and 6 on Stundert. We are at 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 67. Okay. Now at 77. Is that helpful for me right now? Who's on the codex? Oh, isn't Charlotte on the codex actually? Favonius, Smodex. Alright, this will take us to 79. Bleh. Okay, okay. Alright. Alright, fine. Alright, fine. Keep your secrets. 5 days remaining on this, by the way. 6 on Stundert. I've gotten a lot of early characters and won a ton of 50-50s. So going high up in pity, going like past going deep past 73 pity never honestly kind of doesn't bother me. We've been extremely fortunate in this account. Cryo likes to take you for apparently. Watching the launch of what? Watching the launch of what? A recipe? Maybe she's heard my bad British accent and that's why she's avoiding me for a bit. She's like, how about you don't make fun of my my VA's accent peeking through, and then maybe we'll talk. Artemis 2. Oh. Huh. Showcase
is like the world's shadow.
The abyss
It's always there.
is like the world's shithole. Operation Stronghold Offense. Right over here by the craft shop. There's like a cow. What? What? Oh, recipe! Off-stream building has consisted of strengthening my Beto team. Columbina got a level in her skill to be at 9. Bina's skill is now at 9. Ineffa's skill is at 8. Wait, maybe it was at 8. No, Ineffa's skill is at 8. And Beto, oh, I thought I was a lot closer to getting those, actually. Never mind. Never mind. This is my flex spot. It's Benefa wheelchair plus Beto with a flex spot. Often Kazuha, because I like putting the two cruxes together. Realistically Sucrose for EM share. How well would Shilonen work on this? I kind of just went nonverbal because I was watching her dance, not gonna lie. I was watching her spin. Cinder City kind of meh. She does have shred and healing, yeah. She just kind of wouldn't be able to take advantage of the Night Soul parts of her, the Night Soul parts of herself. There's a ferret. Blue Bolt. Oh, hey, you know what? This is a very similar goggles as to what was a doomed yaoi couple got? Or Soldier 11. Paimon. Vishama, yeah. Oh, hey there, Connery. Hello, Paimon. Since we ran into each other, want to see my weasel, Sprouty? I've got it with me, and it's super adorable. Meow, meow. Meow. Hey! That's not how you're supposed to sound, Sprouty. I don't think the two of them here would understand Ashru's tongue anyway. No, speaking like finches won't work here either. What is she doing today? Speaking like finches won't work here either. Miss Basima has already returned to Sumeru to recuperate. I'm sorry, Sprouty. I'm sorry, Sprouty is clearly a little confused after hanging out so much with the other animals. It can't quite find its own wavelength. I should let it rest for a while. Are you afraid of animals too? What is she doing? Why is that allowed to happen? Why does Paimon get the sense you're talking to us like we're already old friends? Did you run a background check on us or something? We got too close, but why is she not floating like off to the side of us? Why is she here? Did you run a background check on us or something? Relax. We're on the same team. I work for Miss Yellon! And you're her absolute top tier #1 guests. I don't even need to tell you how close that makes us, right? Well, any friend of Yellon's is a friend of ours too. Gosh. That's more normal. You should have said so sooner. Paimon was getting a little nervous for a second there. Anyway, what are you doing here in the middle of nowhere with Sprouty? We're standing guard here. Fuck. Sorry. Let me just laugh it out for a second. Ha! Or rather, I'm checking to see if my Horde Guard unit can actually work properly. Horde Guard? Since we're on the same side, I guess there's no harm in telling you. I have a supply point hidden underground, not far from here. However, the gate's been getting busted open by monsters left and rightly. I cannot fucking take this conversation seriously! So, at great personal expense, I had the whiz kid mechanic over at the Clink Clank Crumkake craft shop build me my very own guard unit. Well, more accurately speaking, it's more like a security system. Is that what the box is right here? It's more like a security system, one that's capable of identifying deployment locations with multiple functions that can be combined in various ways. Talk about good timing. The WizKid is showcasing her work at a convention soon. She sold me this set as an early test run. So, I set up a layered defense for the supply point. It's an open invitation for our honored guests, monsters, who walk straight into my trap. Now, not only can we test out different ways to protect the supply point, but we'll also gather plenty of data for the WizKid. Talk about killing two birds with one bird. You've managed to snag yourself one of Ino's creations, I see. Want to give it a whirl? I've already used them to defend off quite a number of monsters. It's quite the stress reliever, actually. Come on, give it a try. You can let off some steam, and I might be able to learn something from your approach this time. Of course, you'll be handsomely remunerated. Since we're all on the same team, it's only fair that I pay you twice the standard consultant rate. Too right, we're on the same team, so you can't be stingy. You're too kind. Yeah. Helping you is helping Yelan anyway, so everybody wins. Alright then, we'll show you what experience looks like in practice. During the challenge, Traveler needs to set up various mechanisms and defeat opponents to ensure that the Stronghold is protected from destruction. Different upgrade options may be chosen for different mechanisms. Different options may be combined to create varied mechanism effects. Upgraded mechanisms can be refitted with other upgrade options at any time by consuming bolts. After an enemy launches an attack, support skills can be used to help defeat them. Support skilled energy recovers slowly over time. Collection mechanisms can accelerate the recharge rate. After completing specific wave challenges, you may select protocols. Protocols will strengthen your firepower or increase the efficiency of attaining bolts. Good, Weasel. Well done. You're a handsome Weasel. Let's do great things together. Oh. This little Weasel seems really encouraged. Its eyes are sparkling with determination. Indeed. Want to chat for a bit? Or are you just bursting with inspiration to command a guard unit for a few more trial runs? About Yelan. About Miss Yelan? I delivered several big orders for her not too long ago. I had to take a huge detour to avoid multiple threats just to get some important samples to Leo. Looking back, it was also during a detour I took to avoid my nemesis that I caught. During a detour I took to avoid my nemesis that I caught Miss Yelan's eye. Oh, during a detour that I took to avoid my nemesis that I caught Miss Yelan's eye. Your nemesis? Yeah, alright, well, my bad. Nemesis might be a bit of an exaggeration, to be fair. Back in my younger, brasher days, I didn't play by the rules and kept snatching up orders, so the whole industry ended up blacklisting me. I had all this talent for high-speed delivery, but absolutely nowhere to use it. To keep a low profile, whenever I had to make a run from Tetikpak Peak to the Flower Feather Clan, I'd choose to take the longer route via the sulfurous veins. This became a habit of mine. As it turns out, it was exactly what Miss Yelan needed. I managed to build a new branch of business for her in foreign lands, quite by accident too. This is why I'll always remember the encouraging words Miss Yelan once said to me. Sometimes the twists and turns of life lead you to opportunities you wouldn't have had otherwise. So never you lose your zest for life, no matter what. There's a lot of fire and passion in those words. Well, Miss Yelan didn't exactly say that, of course. That's just me paraphrasing her with more emotional and creative color. As you both know, Miss Yelan is always oh so mysterious. She comes and goes like a ghost and always speaks so coolly she might as well be a tall glass of ice water. She said that I should go apologize and make amends with the old-timers whose toes I'd stepped on. I think so, too. Now that I'm in a much better headspace than I used to be, once I finish delivering this order, I'll do exactly as she said. I'm not sure where that voice came from. Oh. You don't just walk into it. Oh, the weasel gives you an incredibly reassuring look, as if to say, "Don't worry, just leave it to me." I have an AoE skill, and I have a global skill. Crackle, Crack, Thunderstrike. Electro damage, and then AoE Pyro. Geo Pull Traps, and Overload, and Freeze. Oh, hey, it's the Knuckle theme. Hilichurl Fighter, Blazing Axe Mitachurl, Oceanid Finch, immune to Hydro. When defeated, it will release a shockwave dealing AoE Hydro damage. Pyro has an advantage on these dudes. Intel on the monsters. Okay, on elevated platforms. Oh, wants me to put it right there. Select an elemental infusion. Okay, for Pyro. Traps on the ground. And Hydro. Boom, boom, boom. Bow, 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 bow. And you can engage now. Do, 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 do. Boom, 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 boom. I have to wait for them to get close, right? Click to use your support skills. Oh, I guess I didn't have to wait for them to get close, did I? I just combat speed. Ah, okay. Bap, 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 bap. Look at him go! Wave 2. Upgrade with fire intensity. Reduces attack of each shot and changes the fire mode to a 3-shot burst mode. Pulling mechanism. Takes 120. Mine lane, shockwave. Pull. That's all we can even do right now. Oh, look, it's pulling. It's going whoomp. It's going whomp. Look at this little chicken. Cool. Yeah, the pull does seem very helpful. They're not able to get past this square right now because of the pull. Look at all those chickens! Upgrade function. Opponents hit by it will be shackled for 3 seconds. Explosive. Ooh, high shockwave when an opponent is defeated. That takes 200. Damage range. Target analysis. Makes a current target and marks the current target and reduces its resistance. Higher current HP, the higher the damage. Focused attack. Firing as a single target beam. I really like this song. We're gonna be listening to it a lot right now, though. When an opponent is defeated within its attack range, it will unleash a shockwave. That's all we have for, right? Oh, that costs 30, but that replaces the pull. Oh, I can place additional, can't I? Okay, that's all we can do, right? Finches. Oh my gosh! The finches are getting away! Whoops! Some finches made it through! Okay, we let 3 through. Avatar of Lava incoming. How many? I have 400. Pyro. Build that one there. Can I make another suck right here? That takes 100. And can I suck? I still have 90. Let's go. Look how slow these bros are. It just heal itself? One of the avatars of that avatar of lava, did it just heal itself? Why did it gain health there for a sec? They do heal. Have I just been so blessed with characters that I've never really noticed their heal factor? Okay, I can change the element of a turret or trap at any time. They heal in this game mode. Gotcha. Suck. Suck and shoot. Boom, 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 boom. Challenge completed. This event does end in 10. It does end in like 9 hours. If I feel like it's taking a bit to get through stuff, then I might do the rest of it off stream. But for right now, Rumble Rumble Rainstorm. And boom boom. Oh, I forgot about those skills I can use. Okay, in this way shall water a frost arm lava churl, fireball, and what is this? Hydro damage. There's an oceanid thing here, so let's actually keep the electro. Both are provisions for the operational mechanical guard unit and must be bolts are provisions for the operational mechanical guard unit and must be prioritized. Additional collection mechanisms have been placed in this challenge, which can significantly improve the efficiency of obtaining bolts. Got him! Mechanism supplies. Okay, where are they coming from? Again, they're coming from right here. What's first? Okay, just regular bros. Regular bros, we'll do Geo on that one. And then this thing. Bolt preference. Bolt preference. I could do a bolt and an energy, actually. And now we've got 0. I should have done another one of these, though. Honestly. Yeah, they're already, like, almost out of range. Can I end early? Can I resign early? Because they're gonna have to walk all the way around here. Retry. Pyro. Gee, I have 100 more right now. Should I put this another one right here or right here? That would be able to have a little bit more range on them. And then Pyro, one Electro? Oh, I didn't equip this with a suck, did I? I just put Geo on it. Okay, completed it though. Okay, I wasn't able to pull that time. And then let me put another one of these guys down actually, right here maybe? Kind of bottleneck them right there. What's coming up? I can't put, an Oceanid is coming up, so let's do Electro. I could do another one right here as well. Maybe not right. Oh yeah, actually, right there. Yeah, I kind of conglomerate them right here. Oh, forgot that explodes once it's done. Stacking towers near the trap seems worth it. Isn't this what the original Arcanites game was? Wasn't the original Arcanites a tower defense? Which I say original if it's, as if it's like a 90s game, but... Yes, interesting. Overload. You guys did say Overload is, Overload was good. We have a Pyro Bro on the way. Should I put another one down or damage range? Damage range might be helpful because this is the one that is kind of the first one going. How many bolts do we have? We have 468. Let's get range on this one, and then explosive when an opponent is defeated. There's 6 of these. There's 6 Samaturals and 3 of those dudes. Shackled. Explosive when one is defeated. That might be worth it. And then how many do I have left? 148. This Electro one that also kind of catches guys as they're coming right through here. We'll give that one range 2. So we have more range on the Pyro and more range on the Electro. Wow, yeah, that pull effect really is handy, isn't it? It seems like trapping them at a turn is also kind of helpful. Bottleneck them. Battle of Thermopylae. Okay, that's just its thing right now. What kind of mages are these? I think maybe I put another one right here, actually. Pyro. Okay, it's effective against whatever that mage is. Cool. I still have 100. I could just throw another one of these down, or another trap. I'm gonna put another trap. Is it worth it to double up on traps, or should I double up on guys? Oh, hey, this one can get range. The one that I just threw down. The pyro I just threw down. This one and this one got upgraded with range. This middle one... think another trap might be better. I'll put another trap down then. Slowing them down in this where everyone can reach them seems a little bit better. Pull. And then maybe one last, oh, I don't have enough. We have 104. It's going. These poor... Guys, remember that that event we did where Chevrolet was standing up on a cliff, and the instructions of the event was eliminate the fleeing hilly churls, and none of them had weapons. That was my favorite part. Okay. Shackling is good against huge guy. This one has explosive, doesn't it? Fracturing reduces the defense. Explosive seems... Well, this one also has explosives though. How much? We got 566. Let me put explosive on that one too. And then this... Having more range on my turrets seems like a good idea. I can get range on this too, right? Yeah. Everyone's able to attack more often. Still got 126 left. This one... Oh, I didn't give range to this one? I'll give range to that one too. The more that everyone is able to shoot, seems better. Seems good. Well, that heal is stubborn on them. You picked a banger to put on repeat this whole time. Wave 6 incoming. Okay, Java Churl. You said shackling would be good for that? Suppressing fire? Reducing resistance? Or should I just put another turret down? Or maybe another trap? To make sure everyone stays right here? I have 100 left. Deployment limit reached. Okay. I have a house engage. Wow. Once their shield goes down and they're able to get the suck. Ooh, couple of them almost made it through. Wham! I'm flying all over the place. Cool. Word. Oh, the churl's almost making it through. There we go. Got him! Alright. I actually do think there's 4 more to go. It ends in like 9 hours. What I would like to do right now is I would like to start some lore book reading. Oh, those bolt collection towers can be moved. I thought those were permanent additions. Okay, cool. I'd like to do some lore book readings. Brief history of the Pale Starborn, and then also the one that I definitely remember that that we still needed to read. We still never read Hymns of the Far North. I was saving that for stream and just never got around to it.
Thank you for.
Thank you, Fork. I have not. I was always meaning to read it, to read it on stream. I don't know why I feel compelled to go to the library to do this. She's like, what the hell? Is that the moon goddess herself? Think Lisa minds if we sit here? Think Lisa minds if Bina sits here? Okay. I would like... Hi. Hymns of the Far North. O lips, now voice a solemn hymn for me, to speak the North's oared warnings, low and high. I've left my land, my native shores, departed home and wandered far, through realms unknown where none know my name, across a barren land long lost to fame. Bleak tundras find rest in deep waters wake, only snow dances upon 1,000 lakes. Yet still the moonlight bathes the path I trace, the wind still brush the sorrow from my face. Let me sing of how the moon first kissed the land. Let me chant the verse that drives back evil bands. I praise the rivers raging strong, and praise the peaks that range ever on. I praise the bronze-bound ship of a Sutervoinen, and the golden arrows of Ianaquainen? Unbroken. The bronze-bound ship and the golden arrows. I curse the poisonous plot of Pakaisuko and decry Poyola's calamity forevermore. My prayer, a sacred word from heaven above, sang to my forebears, the envoys beloved. But fate is in the end like a fleeting dream, and death, like waters clear, drowns every eye. So as long as moonlight hangs in its prison on high, I cannot return to home beloved, even if it be nigh. Where golden light soft through verdant crown shines, where dawn stars in silver array the pines. O heirs of Hyperborea, mark this song, etch it into your minds fast and strong. Seek not to tread the sly fox path, Seek not to tread the sly fox paths slight, nor yearn for the great bear's haughty might. But so long as him and Runo ring, the far north shall endure and eternal spring. Left my land, my native shores. A bronze-bound ship and golden arrows of like a bow or a ballista? I curse the poisonous plot. But fate is fate is in the end like a fleeting dream, and death like waters clear drowns every eye. So long as moonlight hangs in its prison on high, I cannot return to home beloved. So long as moonlight hangs in its prison on high is interesting. As if they're describing the firmament? I cannot return to home beloved, even if it be nigh. Huh. Prayer Song 1. The music isn't too loud, is it? I turned it down anyway. Uh-oh. Genshin just froze and stopped responding to me. Let's give that a sec. It does this every now and then. I can keep on reading, I suppose. Per Song 1, Pitkamunen, Lord of the Seven Calamities. The summer solstice burned the summer's first sheaf of wheat. To this, stream's fine? Okay, cool. To this offering add a hen, an ox, snake gall equal in weight to the grain, as well as 7 cups of the blood of someone's something. Or something's something. To this offering add a hen, an ox, snake gall equal in weight to the grain, as well as the 7 cups to the blood. It's still frozen, by the way. The archpriestess chants the runo 7 times, then performs divination using animal entrails to appease the gods. O supreme lord of the sky, merciless and indomitable, father of all and mother of the gods, we offer these sacrifices to appease your jealousy, lest your wrath blaze against the earth. O capricious winged one, fierce king who lays waste to nations, god of the unyielding heart, O god of gender unknowable, we plead that you turn from the mortal realm and the children of the farthest north. You've shattered the order of the old laws and offered shelter to mortals, and yet something them. You've shaken the ancient dwellings of the Eternals, clipped their wings or somethinged their wings, and laid waste to their something. You are the god of retribution, the vengeful deity. Your will is absolute beneath the moon, never to be disobeyed. In heaven and on earth your blade something, drinking dry the something of the wicked and the innocent. O something and something king, before you the gods are as mere mortals, and mortals not more than insects. I think I have to, oh yeah, Genshin is reconnecting to its server right now. That's not ideal! That was strange. Stream didn't take a dive at all during that, I don't think. Yeah. Stream never freaked out. Odd. The background does move, so that's kind of my hint on if it's that's kind of my hint. Okay, the summer solstice burn the season's first sheaf of wheat. To this offering add a hen. The archpriestess chants the runo 7 times. Supreme Lord of the Sky, merciless and indomitable, Father of all and Mother of the gods. No one dares to speak your name, for you shall something all who know it. But, O pure and wrathful God, we humbly ask you to accept this offering. May the frost moon shield us from the calamities you bring, and spare us the fate of eternal suffering. Note from Priestess Onruth and Ernruth. This ritual was abolished 5 centuries ago by decree of Ayla, the first moon chanter. It is notable that the prayer's obscured portions were not deliberately redacted if the relevant records are to be believed. Instead, the archpriestess was to chant in an indistinct manner to avoid provoking the god of 7 calamities? The prayer's obscured portions were not deliberately redacted if the relevant records are to be believed. Instead, the archpriestess was to chant in an indistinct manner. You have shattered the order of the old laws and offered shelter to mortals, and yet something them, but intentionally indistinct. The god of the 7 calamities. Is this Lord of the 7 calamities? Is that in reference to the 7 sovereigns? seven calamities, like this is about, like this is about the heavenly principle's destruction of the, Clem's referring to his conquest of his usurpation. So not, HP, not Harry Potter. What did I say? What? It is the heavenly principles. The seven calamities being. What did I say? I asked if the seven calamities was in reference to the seven. It was in reference to the seven sovereigns. Because it would have to be that the Lord of the Sky, Father of all, Mother of gods. It would have to be that the Lord of seven calamities shattered the old world's laws and offered shelter to mortals. Yeah, it would have to be that this is about the heavenly principles. O capricious winged one, fierce king who lays waste to nations, god of the unyielding heart. No one dares to speak your name. Pure and wrathful God, we humbly ask you to accept this offering. May the frost moon shield us from the calamities you bring, and spare us the fate of eternal suffering. And the archpriestess was to chant in an indistinct manner to avoid provoking the god of the seven calamities. Prayer Song 2. Mod Taraka, Mother of Life. Upon the birth of a child, a pinch of sea salt is offered to the sacred stone. Clergy of ascendant priestess rank or higher shall chant the rune 4 times before the newborn is bathed in warm water infused with winter icelia. Hear me, O noble Mataraka, mother of gods and mortals. From Hyperborea to Sal Vindagnir. Your compassion is revered by all. You watch over young women, easing their suffering and granting safe passage through childbirth. You rejoice in fecundity, give life to the sublunary sphere, nurture all that grows in nature. You, mother of the waters, who birthed a heart for the roaring primordial ocean. All the birds, beasts, and fish in this world are yours, for you are the one who brought them into being. By your divine will, you shape mortal flesh as a potter shapes clay. Therefore, I pray you bless this newborn child with health, courage, and wisdom. Note from Priestess Unruth, which is the same one as up here. Note from Priestess Unruth, this ritual was abolished 5 centuries ago by decree of Isla the First Moon Chanter once again. In its place, one who is ranked assistant priestess or higher is to recite, "May the new moon illuminate your path," instead. In place of the entire thing? Or this ritual was abolished. In its place, the one who is ranked higher may the new moon illuminate your path instead. It is meant to invoke protection for the child from the taint from the taint of the sublunary sphere. Sublunary sphere. Yeah, the entire thing. Because I was looking, when it said, "May the new moon illuminate your path," I thought that this specifically was only replacing one line. But no, the ritual itself was abolished. And this first one up here, wasn't replaced by anything. This ritual was abolished and, wasn't replaced, it was just abolished. Prayer Song 2 was abolished and replaced with a different recitation. Prayer Song 3, Tuanatar, Mother of the Underworld. I'm gonna make sure that this is looping. There we go. Mother of the Underworld. During the autumn harvest, animal sacrifices are offered in accordance with the social status of those who died that year. The prepared animals are placed in intricately carved wooden or bronze vessels, shaped like boats, to be burned. Before the burning, a clergy member of assistant priestess rank or higher removes the eyes of each animal and presents them separately to the mistress of the underworld. With eyes veiled by a dark cloth, the archpriestess then chants the Runo 4 times and performs divination using animal entrails to please the deity. Okay. Yeah, the same thing up here with per song 2, or number 1, I mean. There were no 4 times. How many, what is that up here? 7 times for song 1, 4 times for song 3. O mistress of the dead, slow to be moved and without expression, O shadowy lady of the underworld, somber, taciturn, fearsome to Wanatar. You abhor the arrogant and the disrespectful, and from your grasp there is no escape. Your feet have trod both the humble hut and the gilded throne. The people fear you, for you see all, hear all, and judge all. We revere you for your boundless grace and all-embracing nature. The fate of all living beings rests solely in your hands, and you remain unmoved no matter how fervent the plea. Yet, noble and majestic goddess, we know that gentleness and mercy are your first nature. Just as you granted our ancestors liberation from suffering and extended it not, O mistress of death, you who know the fates of all under the moon, accept our humble offering. The descendants of the far north beseech you, now that the golden bloodline has returned to your bosom, that you lead us across the nether's dark stream, and let us sleep eternal in a dreamless dream. I guess it would be Renova, wouldn't it? What is Mother of Life in reference to? This might have been kind of a bad day to do lore book readings. My brain is already kind of splattered all over the. This morning was a lot, but just shade of life. That's what I was thinking about. I was thinking like, is that too on the nose? That's what I had assumed, but I didn't want to assume, just in case it was too on the nose. We haven't really talked a lot about Niberius in the game itself. A lot of our Niberius discussion has been peripherally, from like trailers and videos and stuff. Not a lot diving into her in the game itself. She's been referenced, but slow to be moved and without expression. Now we're back to Mother of the Underworld. Yet, noble and majestic goddess, we know that gentleness and mercy are your first nature, just as you granted our ancestors liberation from suffering and extended it not. A quick death. Mistress of Death, right there should have been the hint. Princess Ernruth. This ritual was abolished by decree of Ilia, the first moon chanter 5 centuries ago. Now, when an adherent of the Frost Moon dies, regardless of social status, an assistant priestess, or someone of higher rank is to recite instead, "May the new moon lead you to the shore of peace." A simple and solemn funeral is then conducted. Illuminate your path was for Mother of Life at birth. May the new moon illuminate your path, and then in death, may the new moon lead you to the shore of peace. So far, prayer 1 has been talking about, discussed the heavenly principles. 2 was about Niberius. 3, Renova, and now I already see 4 is Ista. On the winter solstice, a cloth bearing the year's significant events is burned, and its ashes are gathered in a silver cup filled with pure water. The archpriestess chants the runo 4 times. As the... Oh, you know what? Song 1, talking about heavenly principles, the runo is chanted 7 times, and with Song 2 about life, Song 3 about death, and Song 4 about time, the runo is chanted 4 times for all of them. The archpriestess chants the runo 4 times, and when the wind begins to stir, they anoint the verdant crest with the blessed mixture to honor the divinity. O pure and eternal mother of time, sovereign who was never born and who shall never die. Interesting. I know sovereign maybe sovereign is used is with a lowercase s, but it's just that word always stands out to me nowadays. Who is never born and who shall never die. You create all and destroy all. You remember all and allow them to be forgotten. You who, in the moment of your birth, also gave birth to yourself, O Supreme Mother. You are the one stillness within the endless flow, the one outsider in the sacred courtyard of the gods. May you protect the 4 imprisoned moons. May you protect the 4 imprisoned moons. May you protect the 4 imprisoned moons. Wonder why that's spoken twice. You are the one outsider in the sacred courtyard of the gods, the one stillness within the endless flow. O Supreme Mother, who in the moment of your own birth also gave birth to yourself. You remember all and allow them to be forgotten. Repeats. You create all and destroy all. O sovereign who shall never die and was never born, pure and eternal mother of time. This is also, gave birth to yourself, you remember all and allow them to be forgotten, was also repeated. Oh, this is repeated too. O sovereign who shall never die and was never born, but in inverse. Because up here it's put never born first, and here it's put never die first. Oh, you know what? No, I was about to say that this is all an inverse that's split right here. No, it is. This is all the second half of this is an inverse that splits right here. Outsider, outsider, stillness, stillness. Supreme Mother, Supreme Mother. Birth to yourself, birth to yourself. Remember all, allow them to be forgotten. Remember all and allow them to be forgotten. Never die was never born, never die. Eternal Mother of Time, Eternal Mother of Time. Huh. What does she have to say about this? The meaning of this prayer remains obscure, and the ritual described herein contradicts established historical records. The verdant crest, a divine tree that appeared at the birth of the moon maiden 5 centuries ago, should not feature in any account of rituals predating that event. As no other known texts reference these rites, this is presumed to be a scribal error. Nonetheless, this passage has been preserved unaltered for the sake of textual fidelity. Contradicts established historical records. The verdant crest, a divine tree that appeared at the birth of the moon maiden 5 centuries ago, should not feature in any account of rituals predating that event. So the only reason it remains obscure, though, is because things are just occurring when they historically shouldn't. The verdant crest should not feature in any account of rituals predating that event, yet it does. As no other known text reference these rites is presumed to be a scribal error, but it clearly isn't. It's not just they messed up. preserved unaltered for the sake of textual fidelity. This was not abolished by decree of Isla. Per Song 5 missing. Time, death, life. Oh. This would have been space, potentially? Oh, shit. Huh. Missing indeed. Huh. Weird. Fascinating. Huh. Interesting things of note. The prayer song for Heavenly Principles, the Runo was chanted 7 times, and for the Shades, the Runo is chanted 4 times. Asmodee is the only one missing. Ista's ritual was the only one not redacted by Isla or abolished by Isla. Prayer Song 6. Takoya Ianikuinen. Where did I see that? Where was that? Where was that up here? Seven golden arrows. I praise the bronze-bound ship and the golden arrows of Iani Queenan. The primeval blacksmith. Oh, golden arrows of a primeval blacksmith. O great father of Genesis, forger of the earth's bones and the tripled moons, let your wrath right at the askew throne. Let your wrath right that askew throne, so that the beauty may submit. On the first day you forged a golden bow with lunar gleam, a weapon meant to strike down your foes. Yet while you hunted, your bow was stolen, and now your enemy brandishes it as their own. On the second day you forged a great chariot, its moonlit glimmer meant to guard your home. Yet while you hunted, your wain was purloined, and your enemy claimed it as their own. On the third day you forged a shuttle of moonlight, your heart set on the daughter of the stars. A shuttle of moonlight, a golden bow with lunar gleam, a great chariot, its moonlit glimmer meant to guard your home. A shuttle of moonlight, your heart set on the daughter of the stars. Yet in your recklessness you wandered into a fog-drenched swamp, and the forge of light was quenched. You are the king spoken of yet unspeakable, O bloodthirsty murderous blacksmith. You are the master of misfortune, the lord of all evil, obsessed with the unjust deaths of the innocent and the ruinous fires of war. O terrible and mighty workman, lord of two natures, so strong, hailed, and heroic as the gods themselves. Even the stars look upon you in awe. O indestructible lord, please quiet this earth-shaking wrath. Lift the torment that occupies my heart and cast out this pitch-black disaster. What the fuck? O great father of Genesis, the primeval blacksmith, forger of the earth's bones and the tripled moons. He kinda sucks. His stuff gets stolen. Nibelung? Your heart set on the daughter of the stars. Yup, bingo, yep. The primeval blacksmith is a dope way of putting that. Forger of the tripled moons indeed. You're the king spoken of yet unspeakable, O bloodthirsty, murderous blacksmith. You're the master of misfortune, the lord of all evil, obsessed with the unjust deaths of the innocent and the ruinous fires of war. O terrible and mighty eternal workman, lord of two natures, so strong, hale, and heroic as the gods themselves. Even the stars look upon you in awe, O indestructible lord. Please quiet this earth-shaking wrath. Lift the torment that occupies my heart and cast out this pitch-black disaster. Dizam, bro. Did-a-damn. Note from Priestess Anruth. This is an ancient form of the prayer once used to quell the fury of nature. The record's whisper of a lost variant, its final 4 lines meant to summon rather than quell natural disasters. It vanished from memory long before the birth of the Moon Maiden for reasons unknown. The Moon Chanter Isla, first to hold the title, later revised and simplified this prayer, so didn't leave it alone like Ista's, and also didn't abolish it like the others. Simply revised and simplified it. Her version, presented below, is now recognized as the standard for all recitations. O pale white frost moon, in the name of the descendants of the far north, I beseech you to appease this earth-shaking wrath. May your gentle light soothe the lingering pain that occupies our hearts and cast out that pitch-black disaster. Interesting. Leaves out any reference of the, of our primeval blacksmith, and only O pale white frost moon. We're skipping from 6 to 11. Why? The goddess of the Dawn Star and the apostle, I thought that was in Tamriel. The goddess of the Dawn Star and the apostle of the far north, Koitar and Sutervoinen. I call upon Koitar, wife of Sutervoinen and the first, fairest daughter of the creator god. O generous maiden and bright morning star, your deeds are forever praised in music by the descendants of the far north. The cold wind of night cannot extinguish the silver flame within our chests, nor can its perilous darkness corrupt our hearts. One day we shall return home through the wild grasses of the lonely graveyards to the majestic golden city. I call upon you, Koitar, truly blessed, to cast your favor upon our conquests, even as you once subdued all nations with your might. I call upon you to shake the earth, to make the cities tremble, and to let the enemies of the far north vanish like dew beneath the frost moon. This is a call for destruction. The cold wind cannot extinguish the silver flame from our hearts. One day we shall return home to the majestic golden city, cast favor upon our conquests. Holy shit, skipping from 6 to 11 like the Harbingers. Huh. Am I forgetting? Am I misplacing which harbingers are which? Senora was 8. Sandrone was 9. Sandrone was 8. Eight was Senora. Sandrone is 7. We don't know 10. Skara was 6. Sandy was 7. Senora was 8. 10's the only one unknown. Pants is 9. Regardless, we have lost a lot of Harbingers along the way, haven't we? I'm kind of just, now reading them all out like that, I'm reminded how many, and then Capitano, 1, and Bina, and Dottore. We've lost a lot. That yeah, functioning Arquino is the first. Damn. Okay, now we're at 11. This prayer is an older form preserved from a time long past. It was later significantly revised by Ayla, the first Moonchanter. The following text is now recognized as the standard for all recitations. The icy winds cannot extinguish the silver flame within our chests, nor shall the evil nights corrupt our hearts. O pale white frost moon, protect the descendants of the far north, and let the pitch black disasters of the cold night melt away like morning dew. Oh, and then we go straight to 16. Goddess of the Dawn Star and Apostle of the Far North. Who is this in reference to? Koitar and Suetavoinen? Suetavoinen? Wife of Suetavoinen and the first fairest daughter of the Creator God. Generous maiden and bright morning star, your deeds are forever praised in music by the descendants of the far north. Oh, was Kortar mentioned in the texts up at Amsvartnir? Kotar is the first danger, and Soiter's the youth she fell in love with, who the Voyager indwelled. Let's go back there real quick, because I actually don't remember that at all. We have a teleport right there. Was it here? Was it in one of these, or was it referenced in the surrounding dialogue? The surrounding, like, stuff up here. So, not mentioned by name, but... yeah, the box dialogues. And what was the, real quick, what was the stuff up top? This one was... ah, okay. Yet I can still await the one my heart loves. Starlight will guide my return to that great city where I will await our promised reunion. Okay, so not really directly at all. Or not by, like, not by name. You had a good idea. Let's go to Citlali's house to read. after she regained her memories, which was kicked off by naming Andreas Boreas, which made her think of Hyperborea. Which is fascinating that that the curse of amnesia was not absolute. Because you would think that once you would think that memory would be impossible to recover. I found a I found a team to justify having Ether and Citlali together. Not inventory, you crazy. Okay. We skipped from... We hopped from 6 to 11 to 16, and now... Okay, we hadn't read 16 yet. We hadn't read 16 yet, okay. Oh, there's only 3 volumes? Goddess the now let me reread this with the hindsight of I called upon Koicha Ware for the fairest daughter of the creator god. O generous maiden and bright morning star, your deeds are forever praised in music by the descendants of the far north. This is very much in rhyme with the Ammersvartnir texts. Like reading them very close together to connect the two. Saralainen of the Stranger of Winter's Day, which up here was that referenced before? I might have been thinking about Pakasuko. The Stranger of Winter's Day. Oh, let not the death pangs you suffered pass into me, lover of frost and winter. You cheerful, fair, kind-hearted lad, noble-born and nobly raised, a gentle and valiant son. Upon the starry steed you strode across the forsaken isle of Hisi and the dark mist-shrouded lands of Pohola. Or Poyola? Poyola? Did you say it was as a J like Yehoda? Poyola. There's a court there to court the daughter of Pakasuko, that peerless beauty at her home. Then old Pakasuko, servant of our forebearers, answered thus: He will grant the young lady's hand in marriage if you should open for him the gates of Poyola. Cheerful, fair, kind-hearted one, you knew well that wicked scheme, yet you went forth freely. For were you not to go, old Pakasuko would have his gullible daughter suffer the punishment instead. In dark and foggy Yola, the Lord of the Seven Calamities carved you into 7 pieces, and that young and pure girl, the daughter of Pakasuko, shall never again be wed. O lost hero, I call upon you by your unspeakable name, you the healer of the world's sorrows and misfortunes, and may your grace still the wild winds of the frigid night, and bring warmth to the young birds huddled on the frozen earth. The Lord of 7 Calamities carved you into 7 pieces. May your grace still the wild winds of the frigid night, and bring warmth to the young birds huddled in the frozen earth. The Stranger of Winter's Day. I'm not looking at chat for a second. I'm trying to, if I can, I'm trying to suss it out for myself. I don't have a problem with people kind of immediately saying what is being what or who is being referenced here. If I don't want it to be immediately told, then I just won't look at chat. So don't worry about that. Kind of similar way we handle puzzles, actually. Lover of Frost and Winter. noble born and nobly raised, a gentle and valiant son. Upon the starry steed, you rode across the forsaken isle of Hisi, in the dark mist shroud lands of Pahola. There to court the daughter of Pakasuko, that peerless beauty, at her home. The old... Why did my camera tracking just stop? I noticed there was no longer any movement. Oh shit. I noticed there was no longer any movement in my peripherals. Oh, that... Wait. Uh-oh. What is with this stream today? Oh, there we go. I didn't even really do anything. Anyways. So, what is happening today with the... There to court the daughter of Pakasuko, that peerless beauty, at her home. Then old Pakasuko, servant of our forebears, Upon the starry steed, you rode across the forsaken isle of Hisi, and the dark mist-shrouded lands. I don't know who. The ones that seem like they should be the most blatant, like like they're telling the most to me about who this is the Lord of Seven Calamities carved you into 7 pieces. Lover of frost and winter, noble born and nobly raised, a gentle and valiant son. Servant of our forebears answered thus, he will grant the young lady's hand in marriage if you should open for him the gates of Poyola. For were you not to go, old Pakasuko would have his gullible daughter suffer the wrath of Eatsley, suffer the punishment instead. In dark and foggy Poyola, the Lord of Seven Calamities carved you into 7 pieces, and that young and pure girl, the daughter of Pakasuko, shall never again be wed. O lost hero, call upon your unspeakable name, you, the healer of this world's sorrows and misfortunes. Split into 7 pieces, he's Voldemort. Peach Kamunin is HP. Iana Queen and Nibelung. Koitar the First Angel. Suetovoinen the Voyager and Koitar's Lover. Saralainen allegedly may possibly the 3rd Ascender, carved by HP into 7 pieces, and possibly the Saritsa's lover of frost and winter. That could make sense. Pakasuko would be the Tsar, the first, Tsar as the 3rd Ascender to open the gates of Poyola, possibly Abyss or a Moon Gate. Yeah, we have no, Poyola is, still a very, we don't know what that's referencing at all, do we? I could see that. Possibly the 3rd Descender, carved into, That would seem to make the most sense. Upon the starry steed, you rode across the forsaken isle of Hisi and the dark mist-shrouded lands of Poyola. And the Gnosis are the remains of, and all the Gnosis are the remains of, right? It wasn't just one of them, all of them. Was it that they were made of the remains of the Descender, or that they contained the remains of the Descender? But regardless, and then now the Tsaritsa is collecting them. All of them are. Made of it. Okay, not containing the remains, but made of the remains. Lover of frost and winter. That would seem to make the most sense. And now Tsaritsa is collecting them. I do hope... I don't know how much I attribute this... I don't know how much I'm saying this kind of... as maybe a... Insult sounds so harsh, but I remember everyone had assigned this. The community at large seemed like before Columbina's release, before we went into Nodcry, everyone had kind of they themselves assigned an air of eldritch horror to Columbina, and then we get someone who's not that. And I'm fine with that. I love the Columbina that we got. It would be cool if she was a little bit more like ethereal and dangerous, but I love the Columbina that we got. But I do hope that the Tsaritsa has an air of hostility against us. I don't mind if we get closer to / befriend her, but I don't want another become besties with someone whose plots we have been directly interfering with and fucking up since day one of the game. I don't want an easy and clean friendship with her, and frankly, I don't want a friendship soon out of it. I don't know how much I want that. Like, if we're going up there at this point, because Arlecchino described her as being compassionate, and even Arlecchino seems to believe that the Tsaritsa's compassion is genuine. But still, we have been a thorn in the Fatui's side since day one. Here's the thing. What, and I was kind of thinking like in a non-ironic way, what if that's part of the plan? And I'm fine with her being buddy-buddy. I want something more like an Arlecchino or a Farina aspect, where we start out not being on great terms. I do think that at the very least, the Traveler is gonna take some convincing. It seems like the Traveler at this point is still when the Traveler thinks of the Tsaritsa, they still think of someone that they would be hostile towards, even considering what Columbina and Arlecchino and the other people have said about her. I also don't think I want a Raiden Shogun either. I don't think I want someone that that goes to legitimate war with us. Her being cold seems like the best option. I mean, that's kind of how Arlecchino describes her to begin with, is just cold. Because we also, I just want her I just want them to commit to the morally gray Tsaritsa that we've kind of, because as much as Arlecchino seems to believe that the Tsaritsa's compassion is genuine, she still knows damn well what people like Dottore and Pantalone did and do. And either she's fine with it or she allows it because it supports the Fatui's greater good. And that makes her someone who isn't as despicable as like Barnabas, someone who like directly carries out Dottore's will, but it does make her complicit if she knows that one of her subordinates is committing crimes against humanity, and is fine with it as long as it forwards the Fatui's end goals. Now, I also wonder how closely to the Fatui, like how closely she and Piero truly work. Are their goals 1,000% in line step with each other? I feel like I want something that is more similar to Arlecchino, because Arle still does have that grayness of it. We got much more like buddy-buddy with her during the Nodcry act, but especially during the Fontaine act, she was very, very gray. She was very neutral in how she helped with the Fontaine crisis, with the Prophecy crisis, and then during her story quest, obviously she's not Crucibina, but she still collects orphans like stray cats and molds them into Fatui operatives. It's still fucked up. Like, even though you can tell that she genuinely cares about, like, Linny, Lynette, and Fremine, it's still painted with the reality that this love for those kids is something that blossomed gradually, and the original goal, and is still or was, just make child soldiers. And that's the kind of gray I want with the Tsaritsa. I don't want her to be totally hostile to us and be like a Raiden Shogun and go to war with us. I don't want her to be a Columbina that opens up. I guess Bina didn't open up super soon, but it was a funnier aspect of, like, we would ask her a question and she would just walk the other way and start humming. But or Mav, yeah. Calculated, yeah, buddy or not, calculate, yeah, just consistency. Consistency to what we've been told about her. What does Child have to say about her, by the way? Is it cool if I just look that up real quick? Considering this is, when was he released? Considering this is he a 1.x character? Oh my gosh, look at the top of the Genshin, look at the Genshin wiki for look at the Genshin wiki for April Horse and Impact wiki.
Her Royal Highness, the Tsaritsa, is actually a gentle soul. Too gentle, in fact. And that's why she had to harden herself. Likewise, she declared war against the whole world only because she dreams of peace.
Fascinating.
And because she made an enemy of the world. I had the chance to become acquainted with you.
That's a very interesting take on that. What did Arle have to say? Because Arle paints it with a, I respect her, I think that her compassion is genuine, but I'll raise a sword against her if I have to.
When I was imprisoned, it was the Tsaritsa who pardoned me and gave me the title of Harbinger. I could sense she was a person of true sincerity and compassion, unlike all those pompous hypocrites with their posturing and rhetoric. Yet, it's difficult to say whether her compassion alone is enough to melt the ice and snow that permeates her land. All I can say is this. If we are forced to be at odds one day, I will raise my weapon against her without hesitation. Because that is the greatest level of respect I am able to bestow.
I wonder if we'll get more Arlecchino lore. Kind of unexpectedly so. We did get quite a bit of Arlecchino content in Nodcry because of the stuff with the Crimson Moon that we were talking about, the Rare Crisis, and then the Moon Marrows themselves. Ooh, WandaVision. Anyone watch WandaVision? My buddies tell me I would have liked it, that it was up my alley. Skarka. Can you do the fandango? Look at my characters on the Anka site. This is another, this is another April Fool's thing. What about them? Oh, not Akasha, Anka. What the fuck? What? Oh my gosh, no, Farina! Look at the pout! Look at the pout! Fuck. I hate it. Oh my gosh, all they did was they moved the part of her mask up. I was like, what happened to Shinobu's? Oh, why you gotta do Kale like that? Fucking Beto. Look at Farina's. Excuse me, okay. Beto wins sea legs. Whoo, man. Okay, I'm crying.
Everyone praises her for her kindness and benevolence, but they forget that love is also a form of sin. What if she's just trying to compensate for something?
Interesting.
The Jester is a survivor of Conria. Besides that singular fact, I know very little about him, and never had any kind of close association with him. He seems to want something from me, though. In the past, he assigned to me many important tasks, including a number of trips to the Abyss.
Do you reckon we'll have any Jester interactions in Snezhnaya? I kind of thought that we'd be doing more Jester stuff. Maybe that's how 6.x is going to end, with Jester teasing. With us teasing Jester.
A wolf in sheep's clothing. To exert a higher level of control over people, she puts on a graceful and cordial front. Most of those who have seen her true crazy self have gone poof.
Poof. Me next. What? Nothing. Okay. Oh, now we're, Volume 3 is very short. Hure Kutar, goddess of the frost moon. Who do you think this is talking about? Oh, Hure Kutar, mother Kutar. Is it Hure Kutar? Mother of holy light. Pray, hear my pleas, and cast your gaze from on high. May your silent tears pierce the cold night. Light a silver torch that never fades, and grant the people of the far north a guiding light. O Hure Kutar, mother of the silver shuttle, hearken to my prayer and clothe the heavens in gentle veils. May your spun silver thread lead lost souls from the underworld's filth, that they may not lose their way in the cold night. O Hure Kutar, wherever you lead, we shall follow, and your will shall be our law. Better the cold night of death blind our sight, than that we sing in shame beneath a false light. It must have been so rough. We kind of discussed it, but it must have been so rough knowing Columbina, knowing what she has to live up to, the goddess she has to live up to, is a weird way of phrasing it, but knowing that one came before you and what the one that came before you meant to the people of the Scions of the Canopy. Notes from Priestess Ernruth, Princess Nernroot. This is an older, that's a second Skyrim reference today for some reason. This is an older, unedited version of the prayer. It was originally brief, as the only matters too sacred to be spoken of at length were the chief god who protected our ancestors and the origin, past, and future of the moons. The first Moonchanter Isla later revised and simplified the prayer's content. Another one that was not redacted or abolished, but simply revised and simplified the prayer's content. The following text is now recognized as standard for all recitations. O pale white frost moon, in the name of the descendants of the far north, I beseech you to cast down your gaze from the celestial dome above. May your gentle tears pierce the frigid night and grant us, the forsaken and forgotten, your guiding light. Once again, real briefly, bro, poor Sonnet. It was so cruel to introduce Sonnet as such a bright and jovial and exuberant and friendly, happy, joyous person, and we know where her story ends. It was so tragic meeting her and being like, oh, she's so... Oh, I know where your roadmap ends. Ugh. Why you gotta do her like that, man? Kutar, the Moon Maiden, O pure and flawless new moon, in the name of the messenger of the frost moon, I beg for your grace and mercy. Cleanse us of our sins, I pray, and wipe away the endless pains and tears of those forever barred from Elysium. That is a fascinating collection of books. With the Traveler saying that he regards Teyvat as his home, when do you think he arrived at that conclusion? And how do you think, in what way, if it does, is that going to influence how he conducts himself during the future Archon quests? As we start marching, because especially with like what this started out as, like what our journey started out as, is I need to find my sister so we can leave Teyvat and move to the next place in our journey. But after everything that he's seen, everything that's happened, all of the metaphysical threads that he's been that he's started to unravel, and Lumine essentially saying like, look, I don't care about what we had. I'm giving Connor CPR, and that takes precedence. Do you think his goals have changed in any way? Is it still grab my sister and leave? It can't be. I feel like it would be harder for him to call Teyvat his home if it was just experiencing and witnessing and spending time with the people of Teyvat. But since he's been a part of the metaphysical structures of this place and figuring out all of the fuckery that's going on with the heavenly principles and the shades, and I don't think he's gonna. I think that his priorities have long shifted. I think his priorities have long shifted. That's weird that thing was so chill with me. I feel like his priorities have long shifted. And with the ship AI, with one of our with one of our kind of theories that like was with the seed vault and them being in stasis, one being potentially jettisoned thousands of years prior to the other one, the idea that the Abyss Twin could have predated Irminsul. And the whole concept of a seed vault on the ship, were the twins the last Hail Mary of a civilization that had already disappeared, that had already been annihilated, and this was their, the ship and the twins was their long shot of keeping that species alive. You said that there's a, excuse me. You said that there, what is this place called? Masters of the Nightwind, have a lore book that I haven't gotten. It's weird having a Nod Cry music playing over here. Donde? Here, we can switch back to, we can switch back to game music. Inside the building? Oh, the building.
Incoming.
That means drip marketing? What the hell was that? Is it just my wife coming home? Okay, it's just my wife coming home. The world you once knew is but dust, and the people you knew but rubble. Though you should have your own world and your own people, lamenting what is already lost. The world you once knew is but dust, and the wonders you knew but rubble. Though you should have your own world and your own people, lamenting what is already lost. Huh. The world you once knew is but dust. By drip marketing, do you mean that was like pre-release tweet? Hello there. What do I need here? I mean, everything, but... Yeah, but dust. Men of... Oh, I have it. Men of action. Of course you did. What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you... What do you mean? Men of lithium. Ethers is... Oh yeah, June 12th, 2019 is when this was tweeted out. Don't lose faith in that which you have lost. In this new world, you will never be alone. Where you leave your footprints and where you have yet to stride, your new world will unfold before you. Welcome to a new world. It's already got a silver sword, my word. Don't yawn. An entire year before actual release. We've talked about this before. Imagine if Genshin hadn't been successful. Imagine if this game failed. They had so much prepared. They had so much already like lined out about what they were gonna do, what things were going to be. They had so many, like, the storylines, the personalities, the characters, the plot devices, the twists, all of that stuff never would have... Men of Lithium? Men of Lithium. Men of Lithium. It is the third millennium since the flame was stolen. Since the records began, there has never been an age of enlightenment and reasoned as this. An age as enlightened and reasoned as this. Even on moonless nights, the countless towering monoliths of the metropolis are illuminated by innumerable lights. The metal pipes that connect the street and districts shine with a resplendent glow, the golden liquid flowing within, imbuing the city with a vital energy. The aurate fluid is lithin, the lifeblood of human civilization. Since the technocracy first discovered it 100 years ago, it has been the source of countless innovations, leading humanity into a new era. Automated tilling machines revolutionized farming more than sextupling agricultural yields, while airborne shuttles soared into the sky, connecting the once isolated cities dotting the continent. The people of today can no longer imagine a world without lithin. This applies doubly so for the rulers of the now interconnected cities. Lithin was first discovered in the ruins of the ancient settlement known as Natlan. Someone call Risley. A city located deep within the earth, thus allowing for the mining of the substance whose roots lie deeper still. Wait, what the fuck? A city located deep within the earth. It is the third millennium since the flame was stolen. Since records began, there has never been an age that as enlightened and reasoned as this. Natlan was the name of the under the volcano, or in the volcano, right? That ancient. One of the cycles of Teyvat. As there was no way to drill so deep from the surface, lithium production was concentrated in the hands of those who controlled the Natlantian ruins, the Technocratic Assembly. As demand for lithium grew, conflicts arose between the cities over its supply and distribution. As disputes became ever more common and increasingly bitter, the specter of war grew even darker, enveloping the land. Though, at least for today, the residents of the metropolis have temporarily forgotten the shadow that hangs over them, as they crowd the streets and plazas for the Continental Fair being held in their city. This grand event, organized by the Technocratic Assembly, is a celebration of peace and progress, showcasing the latest inventions and fruits of technological innovation. Even though these inventions will likely soon contribute to the growing arms race between the disparate cities, they will still serve as temporary comfort to an anxious populace. That is, except for you. You feel no interest in the novel playthings on show or the crowds who gather to gawk at them. The hustle and bustle of the fair only heightens the unease you feel at the decision to meet here. A few weeks ago, a group of insurrectionists destroyed the lithium transfer hub in Soth before broadcasting a pre-recorded projection, repeating the same old cliches that lithium is a demonic gift and that the technocracy is destroying the world. Apart from tilting themselves as heralds of the unenlightened, there was nothing to differentiate them from any other such malcontents. However, the ruler of Soth declared that the insurrectionists had acted at the instigation of top figures within the metropolis, in hopes of provoking war between the two cities, even going so far as to provide evidence showing that each one was a metropolitan citizen. In order to clear their name and defuse the situation, the metropolitan authorities requested the Technocratic Assembly's intervention, and it is to this end that you were here pursuing an investigation. My apologies, Mr. Detective, to have kept you waiting. This exhibition really is wonderful. It's been hard to tear myself away. Just as you are pondering that connection between these events, a short, rotund gentleman hails you from behind. It would appear that this is Akra, the agent the Technocratic Assembly has sent to aid in your investigation. You can dispense with the formalities, Akra. Let's start with what we each know. Huh. Why is Soth getting in every world? Getting what? What is Soth getting? If you hadn't seen it with your own eyes, you would never have believed that this prosperous metropolis yet harbored the remnants of such a benighted age. After days of investigation, you and Akra finally located the insurrectionists known as the Unenlightened, hiding out in a decrepit church in the shadow of a hulking bridge. The location leaves you more convinced than ever that this is merely a band of Luddites left behind in the wake of progress, and not some insidious tool of a more sinister political plot. Regardless, you need evidence to present before the Technocratic Assembly, so that you and Akra decide to wait for the insurrectionists to leave their base, on one of their seemingly endless missions to transport some unknown cargo before sneaking inside to gather the proof you need. You stake out their hideout for a full 3 weeks before you finally seize your chance. By now, you are sure that there are 12 of them coming and going from the church, and on this particular evening, they've all left together on their transport. Based on your observations, they're unlikely to return before dusk. Akra stands sentry by the door as you enter the church alone. The long and winding corridor is filled with a sickly scent reminiscent of formaldehyde. Gross. You grope about the dark until you finally find the exit. Perhaps because it is lit by archaic oil lamps, the inside of the church appears much larger than expected. In the dim light, you can just about make out stacks of a strange metal vats along the walls. It must be these the group has been transporting away. You approach the vats carefully, noticing that each one has a label stuck to it, all of them displaying the single word: ignorance. Perhaps this has to do with some sort of ancient religion, you think to yourself. Just as you're preparing to pick up one of the vats and take it with you to investigate, a pair of cold hands clamp down on your shoulders. Darn it! You and Akra had diligently staked out the church for 3 weeks, and only 12 people had enter or exit in the time you were watching. Either this one had never left, or there was another exit you didn't know about. In your panic, you kick one of the metal vats. The stench of formaldehyde, the very same you detected when entering, is overpowering. The pungent smell helps clear your head a little, and you finally see clearly the man who has accosted you from behind. His face could charitably be described as human, but where his eyes should be, there are only 2 empty sockets set amidst twisted features. Did you see it? Did you see it? He screams, thrusting out his thick arms and grasping at the air around him. He's clearly blind. Perhaps this is the reason you haven't seen him venture outside. Once you realize he can't see you, you quickly move back to the entrance of the room and stumble out through the dark corridor outside. Hey, detective, what's going on? Hey, careful! What are you running for? Through your fear and confusion, you hear the companion's voice, followed by a flurry of hurried footsteps as he quickly rushes over to your side. Your mission has not gone smoothly, yet you still have something to show for it. At the very least, you managed to take one of those strange vats with you as you fled. It's funny, I was imagining that these vats were like giant, like 400-gallon vats of... and he's just pushing this enormous, like the size of a car. With this realization in mind, you clamber to your feet. You look up to find a monstrosity gazing back at you, an apparition somewhere between a skeleton and machine. Its face is sunken, a pair of lifeless, hollow eyes boring into you, and then a cold voice. You saw it, didn't you, unenlightened one? A colossal head and slender limbs connected by countless threads to a seemingly reptilian body. What you're looking at is a human. It is the last specimen of its kind in the world. The monstrosity in front of you is gesturing to another creature floating in a nearby cultivation tank. Even though you've become accustomed to your companion's visage, you do your best to look away. The sight of its eyes still sends shivers down your spine. If this is a human, then what are we? You ask the creature that until recently you would known as Akra. Now that you think about it, it seems obvious that this word would merely be a code name used in the Technocratic Assembly. By means of some unfathomable technology, the church is connected to the Natlan. Perhaps every city has just a place somewhere to connect them to the dark, to connect them in the dark. You? If you mean those that dwell on the surface, pugs, beagles, little gray men. We have had many names for them throughout the ages, but whatever you choose to call them, they are creatures we designed. Their biological functions are in perfect contrast to our own. The environment in which we thrive is deathly toxic to them, and vice versa. It is precisely because of this that the degradation they cause is vital to recreating a world suited to our existence. If things really are as the creature claims, the entire history of our civilization is the result of their planning, and the countless technological marvels and inventions that we now enjoy were bestowed on us by them. They've always been right here beside us, and yet we never saw them. In their words, this is because the gland in our brain that secretes a gaseous substance called the fog of reason, preventing us from perceiving the world as it truly is. What an awesome concept. Holy shit. The only reason I can perceive this creature's hideous form right now is I have inhaled the gas known as ignorance, a substance that I myself had created in my previous incarnation. I still have one more question. Having given us Lithin, how can you guarantee that we'll destroy each other in a great war once it runs out? Lithin, the miraculous energy source discovered amongst the Natlantian ruins, is the energy-based form of these creatures. After their civilization had descended into a large-scale war that covered the planet in a hazardous substance, the surviving humans decided to transfer their essence into pure energy and store themselves in a biovault deep underground. Following this, they designed a brand new species, one that could survive on the polluted planet they had created. They hoped that this new species would aid the biodegradation of the harmful substance until the surface was habitable again and they could begin anew. Yet that new world would have no place. That reminds me shockingly of Horizon Zero Dawn in a certain way. Yet that new world would have no place for their creations. Once the surface dwellers discovered Lithin and used it to advance their civilization, the ancient beings from beneath the earth would start to re-emerge. And so they wait for the day when the surface civilization destroys itself a catastrophe that will give them new life. Perhaps you've heard of psychohistory, or probably not. It hardly matters. The point is, besides designing biological functions, the design of a species' history is also a simple matter of technology. The incessantly questing heart, the barely controllable greed, the drive for victory, it all leads them to the same inevitable conclusion. The unenlightened deny it, but that is only because your senseless morals have yet to be overcome by evolution. At long last you arrive at the final room in the deepest depths of the biovault, where the last memories of the countless generations of the unenlightened are stored. There, when the somehow I lost my place for a sec. When the survivors of this ancient civilization decided to transfer their life force into Lithan, there were those among them, though a minority, who resisted. They refused to abandon their individuality to merge into boundless singular wisdom. Because of this, they were labeled as the unenlightened. The majority were unable to deny them their rights, simply preserving for them this final room, allowing them to live out incarnation after incarnation among the life forms on the surface. Those who considered themselves enlightened believed that one day their brethren would choose to join them and return to the embrace of the whole. Indeed, you are the leader of the unenlightened. You have witnessed the countless memories of sages who established the codes of law, the poets who extolled the graces of virtue, and of warriors who fought against the oppression of tyrants. At the start of each memory, you see a huge figure cast its shadow over those who were exiled from the ancient city. The figure seems to speak, but you can no longer recall the words. All you remember is that you yearn for him. Perhaps every generation of the unenlightened eventually returns here to give their answer. In that case, what will your answer be? That is so cool. What a weird... Men of Lithan indeed. Average book in Devout. It's definitely paralleling Little One's activation. For those of you who weren't there, we chose not to activate. We did see after the fact what does happen if you do choose to activate. What really interesting... Man. It's in reference to an old sci-fi movie called Metropolis. Oh, interesting. Huh, 1927. German expressionist science fiction silent film. Ooh. Fascinating. That would be something that I'd wanna... That'd be something I'd wanna watch just to... See, Lolly, calm yourself over there. Upcoming event might spoil on what happened to you and speaking of that, what do we what else do we have to do with the egg, by the way? Because the Saurian in the next event, I thought was Little One. It's not Little One.
Watch out!
So I have the snooze quests to tidy up. There's a lot of them.
Watch out!
Oh, he didn't give a damn about that. Why don't we end with theater? Theater reset. And there's some theater primos. Yeah, there's Since I got told who the Saurian in the event was, which I don't honestly. Otherwise, I would have continued thinking that was Snooze. And there's kind of it's kind of difficult to keep track of in the side quests of what I have and haven't done. New thespian tricks, maybe? Are there? Whoa. Which ones do I have? The Yenfei one is so cute. I got both of my Yelan ones. Okay, how's this theater? Boink. Should I do? Let's do normal for right now. Probably your Mona. My Mona is my Mona now doesn't have any artifacts if as compared to Cincture. Definitely your Risley. I'll use my Navia. Actually, what's your? Oh, your Rosaria is built as a DPS. Mine's built as a kind of like freeze melt support. She just has my whole thing about Rosaria is I just want her to have a bunch of she's kind of there just as a crit rate assist because of her passive. This. Doom, doom, doom. Yeah, I'll use my Rosaria. Special guest. Soths. What? Okay. Emperor of Fire and Iron and VO Jishap. What is helpful here? Yalan is here. Skirk I could grab. I mean, as far as like characters of mine that are built well enough for theater, that's probably it. Okay, I have 5 Hydros. Who should we start off with? Let me just grab a companion real quick. Well, there's not, I guess, not a lot of lunar in this one, so Bina's probably not hyper necessary in a lot of contexts. Battle. Boop, boop. Should I Risley these guys. I kind of hate to use Singcho so early, but...
Witness the power of goop. Decided by
Witness the power of goop!
It's gonna get a little chilly. Why now?
Arf. Arf. Damn, Rio Thessaly. Yeah. Mystery Kush. Mystery Kush. Random companion. Consume all your flowers. That's not really worth it. Am I gonna...
Follow me, and bask
Don't know when I'm
in the
gonna need her.
soft light of the moon.
Oceanid Bros and that bro. Geo would be handy in that one. This is just Fatui Bros. I don't want to use my Navia so early, however, that would be helpful with this thing. Let's just do this one. I never noticed that icon. Really cute. I could blast through that same team as before right now. Although... I could just blast through that, the same team as before. I feel like I'm really not taking advantage of my teams and the and grabbing buffs like I usually do. Just using everyone at the very get-go.
Lights out. Written in the stars.
Have a sick trip. You can't run.
Know my sword. You can't run. Decided by destiny. Shiver.
A moment, please. It's gonna get a little chilly.
Just stay up there for a sec. There we go. Furry. Hydro. Crystallize, sure. Who's that affecting? These guys? These bros? Sure. AoE Geo. Stone Stream when someone's healed. Okay, crab. Definitely furry. Sorry, Farina. Stupid. from this Bina with love. Oh my gosh, this is my Navia as well. Holy shit. That felt good knowing that was my Navia doing that. That was my Navia, right? Right? I'm not crazy, right? Shiloh? Yelan? Yelan. Gimme.
Is it time to go?
It is. You said avoiding the mystery caches is kind of your, I've never avoided the mystery caches. So, oh my gosh, a defense against the dark arts or otherwise. Oh my gosh, it's 4 AM, bro! Why did you guys stay up so late? Anyways, what do we do? What's going on? These are just these bros, but it's a, Yelan is a, a crowd control. Kachina here doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but nobody else really does either. Geo and Dendro doesn't make sense. I'll just burn my last, Kachina. Oh my gosh, I whiffed that! I think I had 2 charges on it. Okay. Thanks for that camera angle. Appreciate it. What?
Let's get down to business.
Bring it. Let the mountains
Mind blade.
busted. Here comes the cash.
Hey!
Animal test 6308. Letting grave names echo. Bring it. Quietly now. Enhanced animal module 75. Stand clear. Gotcha. Things are about to get dicey.
Okay.
Hear the echoes of the valley.
Just die, please!
Going somewhere?
Nah. I'll stick here for a sec.
Here comes the cash. Animal test 6308.
What were we at? Were we above 90% that whole time, I think? That was about as good as I've done with that. With a defense.
Okay, let's take a walk.
She doesn't sound too enthused about the prospect. This is our last one before the penultimate, or this is our penultimate one. So, how would Bloom work against the Geo Vishap? A sandstorm, Darude or otherwise? I think I'm gonna save Navia for the thing of the places and stuff. Help. Ooh, that feels a bit uncomfortable burning my Farina and my Yelan. Although I guess the last one will be oh, it's super weird putting it'd be super weird because I was like, oh, definitely Navia, Shilonen, and Bina, but then Lauma? I guess. You'll still be able to get regular crystallized shards for Navia because of Bina, though. So. Oh, okay. Maybe this will be the theater that we actually come back and we try the higher difficulties on. Geo and Hydro is decreased. Pretty hard, that's what someone said. Wasn't me. I don't know who would have said that, but oh, you know what? This we'll have crystallized shields on the reg. I was about to say this thing. You can counterattack it with if you have a shield while it's doing its bullshit.
Leave this place for the everlasting surge. A new moon comes, but the mountain's veins boil. Attack! That's the way. This one's got your name on it. Be a little lucky. Hey there! Attack! Let engraved names echo. Bring it. You burn with flame. A moonlit night for all. Hey there! Be a little lucky. Fire! Well, by the frost moon of old, branches assault. Surge.
Skirk. I felt decent about my dodging on that thing. Its attacks are very telegraphable. Maybe we return to this theater. That was surprisingly straightforward, even for me. Who is snorting? Who keeps on when we're in that screen?
What a wondrous room. It's like we've entered into a dream. This seems like the perfect place to let go of reality and immerse oneself in flights of fantasy. I believe this can be a form of spiritual nourishment.
Bruh, she's so pretty. And tall.
I'm assuming that the books here aren't for lending out? In that case, I guess I'll have to read as much as I can while I'm here and take detailed notes on the best stories. I'm sure the children of Poisson would love to hear them.
Poisson.
Also, I noticed that some of the fairy tales here really aren't suitable for children at all.
This is Hoyo.
Curious what sort of quirky person could have written them.
I have noticed that this is in fact not a simple kids game.
Finally, a chance for a break. Let's find a place to sit down. Yeah, don't get too tense. There's no point stressing out about things that haven't happened yet. Just focus on the here and now.
Shilonen's audio is kind of always like this. The mixing on her voice line seems incredibly crisp.
Finally, a chance for a break. Let's find a place to sit down.
Like, irrationally crisp.
Here, have a drink. Want some chocolate? Or milk candy, maybe?
Come on now, drink your milk and go to sleep.
Have you looked up? The bookshelves above our heads are inverted, and there are carpets, tables, and chairs on the ceiling. But what if we shift our perspective? Perhaps that is the true floor, and we are simply suspended in the sky by the magic of those sagacious ladies.
Very true. Eula did what now? In Dragon's Spot? Did she? Am I forgetting? Oh, right! There's shit to do. What am I doing? What am I doing? There we go. Who needs... Here, let's go back to that real quick. Right now, right here, I think my focus currently is trying to get my Beto team as meta as it can be. Meta as it can be. Realistically, Sucrose in this slot, right? Although Kazuha has been nice. His grouping is so straightforward. Just skill and go. I mean, I guess that's literally his, Sucrose's grouping as well. So, who... You know what? Beto is pretty good right now. 1800 attack for what I want out of her, an on-field DPS Beto. 1800 attack, 136 ER is a little bit low, but she gets, I feel like she gets enough energy because she's with Inefa and Columbina. 227 by 221, but she gets a free 30% rate from Sky's Unveiling. Inefa is at 2200 attack, 343 EM, 186. Bina is 698. Inefa is ready to be, she just needs more of those things. Maybe Kazuha is what I should, although Kazuha actually is, also would need to be final phased in order to do this. So then, who am I moving on to? I can already make 8 of those. What, Sucrose? I'll grab some of that. Oh, grab some of that! Whoa, my voice. I'll use this team, sure. Yes. There's cryo enemies in here. So, sorry, Seatlali, but...
Show no mercy! And step! Teamwork is dreamwork!
Get down from there!
Break a leg! Observe!
Break your legs! I don't have an Ayaya, thank you very much. My wife does.
Let's light it up.
A full minute to grind through that. Yeah, I'll use 40 of it actually. Boop. And then do I need more of that? Who was that for? Was that for was that for Sucrose? Okay, I can make 6 of those. So that'll get me another level on that, and then another level on that as well, frankly. Who else needs stuff? $698 on you. Sounds like there's someone's chopping scissors in this song. Oh, you know what? Since Skirk is final phase, let's grab those. Oh, I gotta leave this domain first. Which where was that? Here. Contention. Contention. What's in this one? I forget. What is it? What is even in this domain? And Varessa, I think, actually has what she needs. Who else is in the Versa team? Does anyone, is there anyone there who I borrow artifacts for or from? Durin, Eon-san should be fine. What about Chevris? Yeah, she's got her stuff. Ignore the fact that she's on Severed Fate right now, but... Contention. Night Soul, okay. Oh, it's these things. Oh, they're dead. I have one remaining. Yeah, I can't remember if I need any bosses or anything right now. Right now. Oh, you know what? We can just let's grind that one out because this is we'll need 12 per currently. We will need 12 per thing for Skirk. So I'm gonna make a condensed and I don't know why I always when I was doing Varessa's, when I had been doing her trials, I don't know why I always felt like she was much more complex to play than she actually is. She's very straightforward. Or are some characters that you thought were going to be like more technical and they ended up being pretty brainless? Because even this, especially this team, is pretty brainless.
Leave it to me. Turning point.
Quick as a flash. On my hook. Just
and justice will prevail. Yeah, I've condensed, and then I have a transient. Thought Mav would be harder than she is. I have a strange opinion on Malwika because mine's never been built. Yansan took some hits there, didn't she? I gave her C1 as well. Managed to kill Varus in every single tutorial so far. Oh, that's crazy, man. You killed a character in their own demo, man. That's wild, crazy. They traveled without events ending. Yes. I'll be doing that right when I hop off. The funniest part about the Chaska thing was every time I exited her ability, it had that stupid little that goofy little whistle sound whenever she hopped off of the gun, and you guys were like, "What are you doing? Stop it!" Physical plunge Chaska as I was probably saying something like, "I don't understand this character. Why is she hitting so low? What was?" It was criminal. Look, we're all criminals, aren't we? How many of you have done time at the Fortress of Meripede? The Fortress of Millipede? Beto event coming up. Or rather, Beto being part of an event coming up. And that makes me happy. Oh, you know what? We have theater primos. And we're high in pity as well. Which means, clearly, with my announcer voice... We tried Natlan. That's where we were before. Meripede, because she's in cryo jail. Is that where cryo jail is? She did, and you know what? We've never pulled there. We have never pulled there, and we've gotten way high up in pity by going to, excuse me, we've gotten way high up in pity by pulling at the People of the Springs, outside Hotel de Boer, next to Chef Mao. Chef Mao Chutong, I'm sorry. Might need the warden to, yeah, you know what? Let's do a different team as well. Because this has been our team. It's just been our skirk team, right? So let's adjust our actual welcoming party for a change. Traveler, she's chill with the Traveler. Maybe Risley and Farina?
Witness my magnificence!
You got a side job for me? Sure thing.
You gonna fucking build me one of these days? Sure thing. You gonna literally ever use me? Ever again? Ooh, Bran! Greetings. Understood. Enjoy your meal. Where do those get sent? 4chan slip. Okay, have another. Just kidding. Fish and chips. A deep fried appetizer. Coat fish fillets with batter and deep fry until golden and crispy. Then add a few chips on the side. This combination is so miraculous that my neighbors are from the UK, by the way. That whatever sauce you choose, it will always bring a hearty smile to your face. That was not even British by the chips in it. Alright, Risley, can you sign her release papers real quick? I don't know why right here. Actually, it kind of makes more sense if we pull next to Bran. You have a top 5% Nuvi and a top 6% Rio? I think my highest is, it might actually be Kale or Beto, and they're like top 30. Okay. What were we at? Were we at 78, 70? Oh, we were at 79 actually, or 77. We were at 77? No, we were at 79. ESCOFFIER, not Skirk, ESCOFFIER. Holy shit, how do we keep winning these 50-50s?
Master of precision gas development.
How?
As an esteemed guest of the divine, you deserve the finest cuisine Teyvat has to offer. I hope my work is to your satisfaction. If you have an interest in the culinary arts, allow me to introduce you to the wonderful world of haute cuisine. I just hope you're mentally prepared for the undertaking.
I am not mentally prepared for anything, milady. Holy shit. How the hell? Okay, now we start saving for Fontaine Chronicle. And I did mention what, oh my gosh. What do we have so many? Where did I get that? Where'd I get that? What the hell? Where'd I get that? Did I make it? Did I build that? Favonius is kind of a go-to for a lot of people. Eatlua is on that right now. Eatlua, you can take... I don't really use Eatlua. He would make sense for me to build him for my Lunar Navia. However, my Lunar Navia team is Navia and Navia, Shiloh, and then Benefa. Where did he go? Eatlua. You can have... You can have that thing. He wants EM anyway, doesn't he? What do you think? Golden Troop? Really? Skill, then burst, you can ignore normal attack. Okay. What is it what is gonna auto give her? What in the shit? Do I really not have enough golden troops to... What is that giving her? 151 ER, 28 by 168 crit damage, 2 piece of Cinder City, 2 piece of Gladiator, 1500 attack. Considering she's level 1, I guess 1500 attack's not terrible for her. But what do I just not have anything for Golden Troop for her? I have attack, and attack main stats. Does she need to crit? I mean, yeah, she does, doesn't she? Does she need to crit? Have that for the time being. I didn't, oh my gosh, I don't even have enough to boop the boopity boop for the boops. Know what I mean? You ever feel that way? What you mean one? What you mean one? Hold skill? Oh. I'm just pushing it around. Wave-kissed sands. Oh! This is one of those things where, what's the other one? Where I was like, how did I get this? And you guys were like, she just does that. I'm like, what do you mean she just does that? She just does that. Wait, it has to be elemental, right? Yeah, go my minions, get it! Oh! I made cake! Interesting! All of these new foods! That looks really cute. I like how the bros are still grabbing, are still taking HP from us. I guess they are still technically doing damage. Oh, can Raiden cook with this?
The campaign begins.
The campaign begets. Oh, that is a limitation of, Mr. Feet talked about it when he did the Raiden only challenge, that Raiden's coordinated attack only works, and it only slashes, when she does damage. So if she's punching through a shield, or she's having to punch through a shield, then the coordinated attack won't work unless it's a Fatui shield, which can be punched through. Which is a very strange way of how that skill works, but borderline useless in a lot of cases during the solo character run for her. Be funny if it still came out bad. Interesting. Does it just literally just stays there, doesn't it? Because I was like, how long is this thing gonna stick around? Bruh, how the hell did we, how? All right. This is bittersweet.
Utensils at the ready.
I built Charlotte specifically because I was assuming ESCOFFIER wasn't coming back very soon. I feel bad. Look, Charlotte, it's not your it is not your fault. It literally is not your fault. You did not do anything wrong. I feel bad.
Utensils at the ready.
What is Charlotte on though? What was my what was my Charlotte on? Like, what artifact set was she even on? What do you think is in this? What do you think she ate? Where is my Charlotte? She was on Song of Days Past. How well would that work for her, though? Golden Troupe does kind of seem like a better one for her. Song of Dorks Past. It's not butter. All right. High pity, but we got her. Holy. What the? How? Why? How did we win? How are we winning all of these 50-50s? I could put I have 7 I have 7 of that artifact set. I have 7 tenacities. And 5 of them are on Zhongli, and 1 of them is a 4-star. And he still is my, because even with a 4-star artifact, he's at 51,000 HP. I had a theory the other night that, because narratively, let's talk Sandrone returning for a sec, if she comes back, if and when she comes back and gets rebuilt. She's gonna, like, knowing, if she retains her memories, she's gonna know, like, hey, I went down, and I'm gonna be very protected. Imagine if Sandrone is the first character to power creep Zhongli's shield. It has been since 1 point, when was he released? Was he 1.1, 2, something like that? It has been, like, 6 years. And Lanyan comes close because of the way that her shield works against elements. She can absorb an element and become very resistant to that element. But because it's Geo, nothing really excels against it. So imagine if Sandrone comes out, she is Geo, she's a shielder because she wants to protect herself, and she's the first character in 6 years to actually hold a candle to Zhongli's shield. It's not even just like the way that it scales and the other, like, the what he gets and as ascension passives, you can stack so much HP on him so easily, and it's also a Geo shield, so naturally, just because of elements, hardly anything can excel against it. I think that'd be kind of fun if Sandrone had a shield. I think that'd be kind of I think that'd be fun. Well then, we grabbed a coffee and we read some lore books today. Not what I thought. Not what I thought this was gonna be. Not what I thought the stream was gonna be today. There really is no reason, but they're also like, frankly, there wasn't really a reason to what the hell am I trying to say? There wasn't because there wouldn't be a reason for her to power creep Zhongli Shield, because he's one of their best-selling characters, the god of Geo. But there wasn't a reason for a random ball to far and away power creep the duelist of Fontaine's court system and the Electro Archon herself. Not sure what we're doing tomorrow. Let's see. What did we do yesterday? Yesterday was Zenless, wasn't it? Or was yesterday Enfield? I can't remember. The days all flood together at a certain point. Yesterday was Zenless. Ooh! How about we Enfield our brains out tomorrow? Oh no, yesterday was Enfield. Yesterday was Enfield. I kind of want to Enfield again anyway, though. I want to Enfield tomorrow. Let's do some Pengu Field tomorrow. I'm not opening my mouth, by the way. I don't know why my model is opening its mouth. My model's gonna okay. Anyways, see you all tomorrow. Let's Enfield it out tomorrow. And I'll see you. Excuse me. I'll see you there. Thanks a million. I did do some factorying last night. I factoried enough that I needed to make some power production things that work off of Origo, Originium or Originium crust or something. So I was actually at the point where I needed more power. So I'll show you that tomorrow. Thanks a million. Appreciate you a lot. Be good to each other. Drink water. I'll see you all tomorrow. Thanks again. Love you lots. Bye-bye.